Welcome to the Online Marketing for Doctors podcast, the place to grow and scale profitable practices with your show hosts, Huyen Truong and Steve Tate.
Welcome to another episode of Online Marketing for Doctors podcast. Today we are talking about the 12 truly awesome ways to reduce no-shows from patients. This is a hot topic for all healthcare practitioners, especially those with busy practices. Patient no-shows are a massive cost for the healthcare system and can impact your practice. Just the other day actually, when I was talking to a physician about the bad week he had, numerous patient cancellations and no-shows had really thrown his schedule out of whack. After hearing that, we decided to create a podcast about this topic because we believe that will be very helpful for many of you.
This is so very important. Patient no-shows and last-minute cancellations come with a big price tag for busy practices. They're also a huge source of frustration, from wasted preparation time to lost revenue. A no-show can really throw off the flow of your practice.
As you can see, there's a lot riding on the questions of how to reduce patient no-shows and the miscommunication surrounding them. But how do we do that? I think the first step is to track your no-shows. Analyze 3 to 6 months worth of data to identify those patients who miss the most appointments. Ask these patients why they miss their appointments. Document their reasons to give you a better understanding of why no-shows occurred. At the same time, figure out which physician's appointment slot and times of year consistently demonstrate a highest no-show rates. To help you determine the causes of no-show, let's talk about the reason that lead to missed appointment so we know how to diagnose them, right?
Yeah, sure. Our analysis shows there are common factors contributing to no-shows. Now, some of these, unfortunately, you can't control, such as like a conflict in the patient's personal daily schedule, maybe transportation problems, or things that are causing them to miss their appointment. And of course, unavoidable emergencies, which may affect 1 or 2 patients daily. Really, we're sorry, folks. There's nothing you can do about Katie's dog getting loose or John's child missing the bus. These can feel frustrating, but luckily, most of the factors are within our control, such as patients forgetting appointments or writing them down incorrectly, coupled with a poor staff follow-up process, or maybe patients recovering already from their prior concern and forgetting to cancel an appointment, or maybe the patients are unclear on the practice's policy on how you handle late arrivals, or maybe patients not realizing how much they will benefit from the services that they're about to receive during the appointment. Now, wait times is a big one. If a patient has to take off a half day or a whole day just for 15 minutes or less face time with a physician, they are more likely to feel like it's not worth their while. And another is poor office procedures, where your front desk has turned away late arrivals. And finally, one of the most crucial factors that you can control, patients not feeling a connection to their doctors or other staff. Our data shows that new patients or patients who see several different physicians in the same office, or those who don't know their doctor very well, are less likely to keep appointments than patients who have an established relationship with their physician.
Wow, that's quite a list, Steve. As we can see, not every no-show can be eliminated, but there are very effective ways to reduce their frequencies. First of all, you can consider using automated reminders. Consider providing a quick and courteous reminder to patients about their upcoming appointments. This not only serves to jog their memory, but also a thoughtful step that improves patient loyalty. Many patients nowadays rely on these convenient reminders, and automating this process can save you hours every single week, especially if you are using a manual system. Automated reminders can save you both time and money over the manual system you might be using. Since we are all about helping you grow and scale your practice, we would highly recommend a good booking application as one of the fundamental steps towards business automation. This is crucial for practice building. If you haven't got a booking application, please get one. If you already have one, ask your provider about the application's various features and make sure that it has the automated reminder feature via both email and SMS.
Now, a second tip to consider is allowing prepaid appointments. Provide an incentive for patients to show up by allowing them to prepay for their appointment. Patients who know that they've already committed money to an appointment have a far greater incentive to show up than those who don't. You can even offer a discount to patients who prepay for their next visit. Now, a third way is to trigger a mental commitment from patients. Instead of handing patients their follow-up date and time on an appointment card, try giving them a blank card instead. Having patients fill in the date and time of their next appointment causes no-show rates to drop 18%. By writing down their booking details, patients actively commit to that appointment, and it will remain a priority for them.
Wow, Steve, those last two methods are very interesting. Here are some other great ways to reduce no-shows that will fit nicely with the methods that Steve mentioned. You can consider calling your patients the day before the appointments. During the last 20 to 30 minutes of the practice day, you can have your staff call each patient's schedule for the following day and remind them about the appointments. Many booking applications can automate these reminder systems through SMS or email. This is a great tool, but I recommend using this automation as a supplement to a real-life human calling. In other words, have your staff call the patients and speak to them. You can then mention that they also receive an automated email or text confirmation.
Now, another way is to encourage your patients to tell you if they can't make it. Ask them to call 24 hours in advance to cancel or reschedule. Notice I said encourage. Don't threaten them with no-show fees. Next, think carefully about how you handle late arrivals. This is one of the most common things we see when our team is brought in to figure out what's causing no-shows in a practice. Often, staff eager for their break turn away a patient who shows up 15 minutes late instead of looking for other options. Luckily, this is easy to fix. Implement a practice policy that patients who arrive late are never to be turned away. Instead, check with the doctor to see if they can be squeezed in or rescheduled for after lunch. This also illuminates the importance for not closing for lunch. A staggered schedule helps eliminate this problem. But if you must close for lunch, don't lock the door.
Yes, I agree. It's already challenging for patients to take a break from their work. They either have to take the whole morning off or trying to squeeze in an appointment in their breaks. So another thing that you can consider following a missed appointment with a "sorry, we miss you" message. Sometimes patients don't mean to no-show. They simply forget about appointment or they double book themselves. This is another chance to use your booking application to send an automated message. Let them know that you are sorry they have missed them and encourage them to reschedule. You can also remind them of your missed appointment policy as well. Another one is that you can use multiple reminder methods. When patients schedule appointments, ask them for their preferred contact method. Do they have a home phone or a mobile? Or do they want a phone call or a text message? Or would they prefer an email reminder? You can ask patients for their preferred method. Having both a preferred and an alternate contact method makes it easy to prevent them from becoming a no-show.
Great. Now, our 8th tip, it's another very important point, is to keep waiting room times to a minimum. Your patients are busy, and so asking them to wait 20 or 40 minutes for an appointment increases the likelihood that they'll opt out of future appointments. If patients don't feel you value their time, they're less likely to value yours. This is how a no-show turns into a lost patient. Our 9th tip is how about showing some appreciation for the patients who do show?
Yes, why not, right?
Right. Now, acknowledging patients for doing the right thing is guaranteed to keep them showing up for scheduled appointments and arriving on time. It helps build patient loyalty by showing patients that their time and cooperation are appreciated. Patients who keep their appointments and arrive on time can be rewarded with a small discount on their bill. The names of on-time arrivals might also go into a draw for a gift card each month.
Right.
When a patient no-shows, you can place a small fee on their bill, and that remains until they schedule and keep the new appointment. No-shows are an unfortunate reality. Emergencies happen. However, to ensure the patient experience remains a positive one, it's important to show appreciation for the do-shows. Thanking patients for being punctual and encouraging receptionists to be the smiling, welcoming face of your practice goes a long way.
That's a great advice, Steve. Actually, here's another one. You can collect your patient information earlier in the process. Have patients fill out important information and provide medical documents ahead of their appointments. Patients who spend time providing information upfront are less likely to miss their appointments. It will also better equip your practice to care for that patient and encourage your new patients to pick you over other practitioners. Cloud-based electronic health records EHR systems allow patients to directly upload their documents for practice to view and can greatly increase practice efficiencies, which will help appointments run smoothly.
Great. Now, my 11th tip is to establishing a relationship with your patients. Patients who don't feel an established relationship with their doctor are more likely to miss their appointments than those who feel a close connection to their physician. This includes new patients, those who see numerous doctors in the same practice, and those who don't feel they know their doctor very well. Developing a rapport with these patients can help reduce no-shows. A better relationship also helps you educate patients about why a certain test or follow-up visit is important and improve patient cooperation. You have a year-round opportunity to cement the relationship you have with your patients. Send them birthday and holiday wishes. And use your website or regular newsletters to offer them ongoing information. A patient newsletter keeps patient abreast of events in your office and offers handy healthcare tips for their immediate use. All of this helps make your patients feel valued. And when this happens and patients feel that you are personally interested, they're considerably less likely to become a no-show.
Yes, building relationships through regular communication via website content and newsletter is very important. And we're diving into this topic in a whole new episode in upcoming weeks. For now, here's our final tip. Make appointment policies clear and accessible on your website. Emergencies and other mishaps happens, and late arrivals are just reality. Many no-shows result from patients running late and choosing not to show up because they think they'll be turned away. Clarify your late arrivals policy along with recommendations on booking and cancellation appointments to ensure clear communication. Make this information easily accessible for your patients on brochure and on your website. Well, that's it for today's epic episode about the 12 truly awesome ways to reduce no-shows. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, we'd love to hear from you. What are your other awesome ways to reduce no-show rate? Our medical practitioner community would love to hear your stories. Leave your comment below and be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or any other podcast applications. Become an OMD Insider and you'll receive instant access to our training, podcasts and videos and ebook library with valuable information to help you make the most of your time and energy to grow your businesses. I hope you enjoyed this episode and we will see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Online Marketing for Doctors podcast with Huyen Truong and Steve Tate. Be sure to check out the archive section on our website for previous episodes at onlinemarketingfordoctors.com/podcast. And subscribe to the show so we can catch you at the next episode.